Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Emily and welcome back to my channel where I review, critique, and summarize scary children's books. Hope you guys are having an excellent day so far. Today in this video I am going to be talking about Flickers. This is a middle grade horror novel written by Arthur Slade and published by HarperCollins a couple years ago in 2016. I'm going to be trying something a little bit different in this video. Instead of doing a really long review, I am just going to be doing a book talk, which is kind of basically a review, but just shorter. I'm going to try and keep it to under 7 minutes if possible. Also, I've come up with a new kind of book rating system that I think is going to work a lot for me in these kinds of book talk videos. So stick around until the end of the video if you want to see the ratings for this book. Okay, so Flickers is set in the roaring 20s in old Hollywood during the silent film era. Our main character is Beatrice Thorne, a 12-year-old girl living with her twin sister Isabel on the vast and prestigious estate of a mysterious Hollywood director named Mr. Cecil. Mr. Cecil, as a big-time Hollywood director, has made Isabel a big star in silent film, known especially for her silent scream. Beatrice, however, our main character, was born with a number of birthmarks and various physical characteristics that in the minds of the people around her make her unfit for working in Hollywood, especially on screen. So Beatrice grows up largely in secret, never leaving Mr. Cecil's estate, and always living in her sister's shadow. One day, Mr. Cecil announces that he will be the first director ever to release a movie with sound, and it's going to be this huge big deal. And around the time that this particular movie is being shot, it's called Frankenstein, Beatrice starts to notice weird things happening around the estate. Disappearances, the discovery of a strange, otherworldly, attacking insect, and above all, she starts to realize that there are things about Mr. Cecil that are truly monstrous. Beatrice soon realizes that Mr. Cecil and his movie are much more than they appear to be, and much more nefarious than they appear to be. And she basically has to unravel this mystery if she and her sister are going to escape Hollywood alive. So I'm just gonna come right out and say it. I think that this book is fantastic. Arthur Slade's writing is excellent. The characters are well developed and complex. Beatrice, our main character, was so extremely likable that there wasn't a single moment in this book where I wasn't rooting for her, where I didn't want her to be okay. The villain in this story is seriously chilling, super memorable, and honestly really creative. I don't know if I've ever read about a villain like him before. The story itself is unique and it hits a lot of points of interest, personally, for me as a reader. There's the horror element, which of course I always love, but I'm also like a big film enthusiast and I'm always interested in old Hollywood and the kind of mythos and almost urban legend stuff that surrounds old Hollywood, especially old horror movies. Slade's passion for film really comes out in this book in a way that's really cool and in a way that I, as a reader, could totally match. From a literary perspective, there is a lot to sink your teeth into here. Slade comments quite heavily on the entertainment industry and how consumptive it is of young girls and people of color in particular. This book is a really interesting read in the wake of something like Me Too, especially in how Slade designs this monster at the center of the story and how he's so famous and so rich that he is basically untouchable. My single negative comment for this book is that sometimes the dialogue leaves a little bit of something to be desired. Slade incorporates 20s lingo really well, I think, but there were times where it just seemed to be forced in there, and it kind of took me out of the story just a little bit. But honestly, I think that's a pretty small criticism in the grand scheme of things because this is a very scary, unique, and thought-provoking book. I am going to give Flickers by Arthur Slade a 7 out of 10 for writing and language and an 8 out of 10 for story. Considering that this book is targeted to kids ages 8 to 12, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 for scares. There are a few parts where people get killed in this book and there are definitely some frightening and intense scenes. But I wouldn't call this book extremely graphic or too graphic for its age group. Finally, I am going to give Flickers a personal score of 9 out of 10. Yes, I love this book. And I think it's going to be a pretty regular reread for me. I've already read it twice, and this is something that I'm going to be wanting to pick up again. This book definitely deserves a place on any bookshelf, and I would highly recommend it to anybody of any age that likes to read middle grade horror. Alright guys, so that is it for my review today. Thank you so much as always for watching. If you like the video, go ahead and give it a like and let me know in the comments below if you've read this book or what you think about this book or if you might like this book. And if you're new here and want to see more of me on here, go ahead and click subscribe. I will be here doing scary kids book reviews like this for the foreseeable future. And if you'd like to follow me on other social media as well, the links are in the description below. Alright guys, thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you again next time.